This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia. Here is your host, Kevin Captain.
Good morning and welcome to Volusia Today. I'm Kevin Captain and I'm joined today by co-host Pat Kewen. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Volusia Today is made possible by our sponsors, the Daytona Beach International Airport, the Ocean Center, Volusia Recycles, and Votran Public Transportation. Good morning, Pat. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I don't know about you, but I'm actually loving the warm weather. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, no? Why not?
No, my milk duds are melting in my car.
Oh my gosh, milk duds. I remember those. How about the other ones I used to like were the Charleston Chews.
Yes, that's my other favorite, but they don't travel well these days.
Well, we've got two great guests today in the studio. We've got Sandy Falcon. She's the manager of the Volusia County Lyonia Environmental Center. And we've also got Alexa Putillo. She's the field manager for the county's sea turtle habitat conservation plan. So good morning, Alexa, and good morning, Sandy.
Good morning.
Excellent. So, Sandy, first off, Lyonia Environmental Center. So, for anyone who's never been there, tell us a little bit about the LEC. That's what we that's our acronym for abbreviating it. And why is it called Lyonia?
It is called Lyonia because it's actually named after one of the most predominant species of plant that is found in scrub habitat, which is what we teach about, is scrub habitat. So Lyonia lucida, Lyonia ferruginea, all these different species of Lyonia are found in scrub habitat, and so we named it after the plant.
Awesome. I never knew that.
Yeah, and we wanted to make it, a little difficult to say. So
Of course.
Just keep it in people's brains now. But we really are here to educate about scrub habitat and the importance of scrub habitat, water quality, water quantity, recharge into our aquifer. Scrub habitat is responsible for recharging over 60% of the water that goes into our aquifer. We're part of the Blue Spring Basin. So it's really an important ecosystem, and it's an endangered ecosystem. Scrub habitat used to be found all over the state of Florida, and now it has dwindled down to just a few pockets throughout the state. So the Environmental Center is really there to let people know about this amazing gem that's found in Volusia County that you can't necessarily find all over the place, and a lot of the animals and plants are only found in scrub habitat and only in Florida. So you get a unique opportunity to see something that you can't find in other places. So
how big is the LEC in terms of like acreage and spacing?
So the preserve itself with the scrub habitat is 360 acres.
Wow.
So it's a huge, we just call it a little oasis in the middle of Deltona.
Sure.
We're completely surrounded by infrastructure. We have schools and houses and roads and city hall and all of that. And then all of a sudden you just come in and you're in the middle of this little desert-like oasis out there, and so it's a great place for people to get away. It's quiet. It's just a really nice escape for people sometimes.
That's excellent. So
yeah.
you have the preserve, and then you have the center, and you have many events every month. I was looking at the calendar. I mean, there's sometimes 20 plus events in one given month at the center. Tell us about some of the events.
Absolutely. We love to be busy. So so we really try to reach just different topics and different things that, we wanted to teach people about. We're educators. It's what we do. Yeah. And so we really love to talk about different topics. So we have a story time that we do every month for little ones with story and craft and a hike and all kinds of cute little things. We have craft programs. We have guest speakers like Alexa just came a couple weeks ago to do a presentation about sea turtles and about coastal communities as well. This weekend we have an amazing guest speaker who's coming from the Lyonia Center for Indigo Conservation to talk about indigo snakes, which is a very imperiled species that's found primarily in scrub habitat as well.
Are they venomous?
Oh, no. They are not.
Good.
We do have venomous snakes out there, but you don't see them that often. But we really just want to educate people about the importance of scrub habitat, their impact on scrub habitat. We do historical programs. We do gardening, rain barrels. I mean, we just have we run the gamut of programs. So.
Wow.
That's great, and I know you conduct a lot of hikes out there into the preserve, and it's been said that the sun always shines on Lyonia Preserve
Yes.
because there's no shade out
No.
there.
No, there's not supposed to be shade.
No.
Scrub habitat they call it Florida's desert. It's high, it's dry, very low. I mean, most of the time, if it's healthy scrub habitat, it's not supposed to get above my height, which isn't real tall, about 4 or 5 feet. So it is really desert-like. We don't do a lot of hiking in the summer because of that. It is pretty hot. There isn't a lot of shade. Doesn't mean it's not beautiful. People can come out early morning or late in the evening and go hiking, and when it's a little bit cooler, and there's a lot of things that are blooming during the summer, but we kind of reserve our guided hikes for our naturalists to the fall and winter and spring months.
Great. So how should people dress when they go out to the preserve?
So definitely dress for the weather. Be prepared. It's Florida. We could, have rain in the afternoon. Bring water. That's the biggest key, I think, for anybody that's coming out there. No matter what you're wearing, make sure you have water. It's 360 acres. So, excuse me. So, there's not water available out in the middle of the preserve. So water is the biggest thing. Closed-toed shoes, comfortable walking shoes, and just make sure you have a cell phone with you for safety and to get pictures of the most amazing things you're going to see out there as well.
Right, and one of those amazing things is the Florida scrub jay, and it's threatened.
It is threatened.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. They're adorable little birds.
They are, and they're so social. They're great. So scrub habitat is the only habitat that the Florida scrub jay can live in. It is found only in Florida, only in scrub, and nowhere else in the world. So we have people that visit us all the way from Australia because it's a life bird for them to come and see a Florida scrub jay. But if you go out there, we just finished up Jay Watch, which is a citizen science program that's run by Audubon, Florida, for counting scrub jays in the preserve and all over the state. And we don't have our final numbers yet, but we're looking at probably just under 100 scrub jays, which for that size of preserve is a pretty healthy habitat or a pretty healthy number. We just finished with nesting season, so right now you're going to go out there and you're going to see juveniles that are just learning to kind of be on their own or kind of hanging out with mom and dad, aren't quite blue yet. But if you're out there and you're quiet and you just kind of chatter to them and just have a conversation with them, they'll talk right back to you. A lot of times they'll come land on your head, but they are a threatened species because of just being endemic to scrub habitat and to Florida only. And scrub habitat is a great habitat for a lot of things, and unfortunately it's a dwindling habitat, so the scrub jay numbers are dwindling too.
Wow. So out of Florida's 67 counties, and acknowledging that the scrub jay and these preserves are few and far between, where does Volusia County rank in terms of having this unique preserve and the Florida scrub jay habitat?
Because of our number, the size of the preserve, we have what's called a carrying capacity. So really we can only handle so many birds. There's just not enough families of scrub jays live in a certain acreage, and they can only they can't exceed that. And so there comes a point where they're just not going to breed because there's no space for them. So we're not as high as some of the other counties because there are other places that have tens of thousands of acres. But given the size of the preserve and given where we are, I think our numbers are pretty good, and you're pretty likely to see a scrub jay if you come visit us.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned some of the events that parents can bring their kids to, and also you have an annual wildlife festival. I think that's every February?
Every February, yep.
Yeah.
It's usually the second Saturday in February, and it's a free event for people to come and visit the Environmental Center, and we have various environmental groups. We have food trucks. Sea turtles and Alexa have been out there as well, so people can visit them. We have eco-buggy tours in the preserve, presentations, and it's just a really fun, free day for our community to come out and visit us and learn more.
So if it's a family, really, it's a family event, and if you go out, and what happens if the family goes out, parents and kids, and it starts raining? You've got a lot of, maybe not a lot, but tell us about the exhibits that you actually have inside the center.
Right.
In case it rains, you can still be entertained, right?
Absolutely. We're very entertaining. So, our exhibit gallery is really meant to be hands-on and fun for the whole family. We have live animals, we have interactives, we have computers with touchscreen games and things like that. We have artwork going down the hallway. And so we're trying to really demonstrate in that exhibit gallery that, the importance of scrub habitat and the things we would normally talk about on hikes, and have people when they come and visit us. So if it is raining, you can definitely come inside and spend quite a bit of time just exploring the exhibit gallery, having fun, interacting. We have little scavenger hunts and our live animals too, so lots of fun.
Excellent.
I know you have the events and you have the center. Can you tell us the hours that the LEC is open so people know when they can stop by and check everything out?
Absolutely. So we're open 6 days a week. We are closed on Mondays, but we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m.
And where else can people get information on the LEC?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Look us up on Facebook.
Facebook.
Look up Lyonia Environmental Center on the county website. All of our programs are posted there, and anything we have going on, we have on our Facebook page as well. All of our programs are on there, our events, and then, if we just happen to capture something fun and cute, like, Scrub Jay in the butterfly garden or something, we'll often post that too so people can see what's going on
Excellent.
in the center. Yeah.
That's great. Sandy Falcon, she's the manager of the Lyonia Environmental Center. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll talk about sea turtles. Stay with us.
Back. I'm Pat Kewen, along with Kevin Captain, and you're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Thanks, Pat. So with us now in the studio is Alexa Putillo. She is the field manager for the county's Sea Turtle Habitat Conservation Plan. Good morning, Alexa.
Good morning.
So every time we say your name, everyone's phone lights up because Alexa is listening, right? That's got to be weird at home, right?
It was weird at the beginning, but I've definitely gotten used to it. My friends and family have changed the name, so.
So you don't answer right away, right?
Not right away, no. Mm-mm.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what you do for the county.
Absolutely. So I manage the data collection in the field for the Sea Turtle Habitat Conservation Plan program. I also help coordinate a lot of the different cleanup programs along the beaches, so our Adopt a Beach program, our one-time beach cleanups, and I also help coordinate some of our volunteer programs like our Washback Watcher program.
Excellent. So that's a pretty cool job. How did you get into that? Have you always been a beach goer and an avid lover of turtles?
Yeah, so I got my degrees in marine science and in biology, and then I got my master's degree focusing on sea turtle biology, and then at the juvenile stage and as the adult stage. So I got interested in that. Most of my sea turtle work was done in the Gulf Coast and then a little bit here on the East Coast, and that's how I transitioned into this position.
How wonderful, and what a niche, such an occupational niche, and we're lucky to have you here in Volusia County with that background. So,
I'm happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about this year's turtle season. I'm hearing that it's like off the charts, and you're the data person, so let us know.
Yeah, so in a typical year, we're seeing around 500 sea turtle nests on county-managed beaches here in Volusia. That number has increased over the past couple of years, but this year we have absolutely smashed those records. We have over 1,100 sea turtle nests on our beaches. As of yesterday, there was 1,155 nests, and that number is increasing daily. So we do still have adult females coming up on the beach and laying her eggs and nesting every night.
That's a lot.
That's incredible. And I understand that other parts of the states are seeing similar increases. And I'm hoping you can tell us why sea turtles have decided to start nesting in record numbers.
Yeah, it could be for a couple of different reasons. It could be due to the temperature of the water. It could have something to do with their foraging sites, where they spend some time before they come to our area. It could also be due to the different state and federal regulations that were put forth for a few decades to help protect sea turtles, that we're now seeing them to positively impact these populations. So it could be for a number of different reasons, but we're all very excited by these numbers. And the public can also follow along with our nesting numbers. So at our website, volusiaseaturtles.org, we do provide real-time information on the number of nests that are being laid on our beaches, and this is updated in real time daily.
Wow.
Right, I've been watching that website. It's fun to see the numbers jump every day.
Yeah, if you go on at 6 a.m., there'll be one number. If you refresh the page a couple hours later, you'll see that rising, so it's really fun.
Yeah, so how many volunteers and staff does it take to monitor 1,100 nests and counting?
So we have two sea turtle monitoring groups. We have the Volusia Turtle Patrol that monitors north of Ponce Inlet, and the New Smyrna Beach Turtle Trackers that monitors south of Ponce Inlet. And each of those volunteer groups are made up of a couple dozen volunteers, and they are going out every single morning looking for new sea turtle crawls and checking on the nests that have already been laid.
So what time do they get started in the morning?
Right now, about 6 a.m.
Oh, boy, good. So when they find a newly laid nest, what do they do about it?
Yeah, so they mark each nest with 4 stakes and colored flagging tape, and then they also collect data on that nest and take a high accurate GPS point. This year is exciting, first for the sheer number of nests that we're having, but also because this year the surveyors have transitioned to an electronic data collection system. So it's streamlined our data collection, it's streamlined our data entry, where they are using the electronic system and a high accurate GPS unit. And for this reason, that's how we're able to provide that real-time data on our website.
Great. Now, have any of your nests hatched yet?
They have.
Wow,
we've had
really?
we've had over 40 of our sea turtle nests already hatch.
Oh, good.
Yep.
So when a nest hatches, I mean, how many hatchlings do you get from a typical nest?
Yeah, so each nest has about an average of 100 eggs incubating in there for about 2 months, and then hopefully a good portion of those will hatch and then make their way to the ocean. If you keep an eye out on that website, Volusia Sea Turtles, we are going to provide a number of how many eggs have hatched on our beaches so far, and that should be live within the next couple of weeks.
Wow, talk about that's your new data.
Yes.
Being the data guru, that's great. So tell us a little bit about protecting the sea turtles, because obviously that's a big part of what you do and what the county does in terms of preserving and making sure that the hatchlings and everything are safe. And there's things that human activity, just by the nature of humans being on the beach, that can pose a risk. Tell us about some of those risks and what people can do to preserve those hatchlings.
Absolutely. So the big things are going to be to keeping the beach clean, dark, and flat. Keeping it clean, making sure whatever we bring with us on our beach days is packed back in and comes back out with us. This includes any sort of debris, this includes beach furniture, and utilizing the many trash and recycling bins that we have placed along the beach. Keeping it dark, so making sure that lights on the property are in compliance with our lighting ordinance, and then also making sure the beach remains flat. So we all love our beach days, and we encourage folks to have a good time on our beaches. We just ask that at the end of the day, any large holes that are created, any sand castles or other sand structures that are made are either filled in or knocked down, because these can be big obstacles to both nesting females and those tiny hatchlings that are emerging out of the nest. Other things, if people are lucky enough to witness a sea turtle event, this includes a nesting female or hatchling emergences, we just ask that they keep their distance and allow this process to happen naturally. So keep a good distance from that animal, and don't use the flash on your phone, and don't use any white flashlights. Us as a program, we do try and do as much education as we can. We try and work with local organizations and groups. We go to the Lyonia Wildlife Festival, and we try and get some guest speakers out there. And also on our website, volusiaseaturtles.org, we do have free educational materials available for members of the public if they would like those as well.
Excellent. Tell us about lighting, because the county has an ordinance on beachside lighting, and there's obviously a very good reason for it, and it causes the disorientation of the nest. And what exactly does that mean, and why is it important?
Yeah, so lighting that is not in compliance with our ordinance can both deter adult females from nesting and laying eggs, and then can also cause disorientation. So when a hatchling emerges out of the nest, they use the natural light of the moon and stars reflecting off the water to find the right direction to the water. If that brightest horizon is coming from an artificial light source behind them in an opposite direction, it's going to inhibit that ability to make their way to the ocean. So that's why keeping the lighting in compliance with our ordinance is very important.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand that from the hatchlings that do make their way safely to the oceans, some of them get washed back. So can you tell us what a washback is?
Yeah, so a washback sea turtle is essentially a post-hatchling that, just like you mentioned, washes back on the shore. And so how this happens is that when those hatchlings emerge and they crawl to the ocean, they will then swim out to that first seaweed line. And so they'll associate with the sargassum seaweed for the first couple years of their life. It provides them shelter. It provides a good food source while they're getting a bit bigger and stronger. And so when we enter the later portion of the summer through the fall, we're entering our storm season. The offshore winds change. We'll have higher surf. And this washes back in and brings back in that sargassum seaweed and pushes it back on the beach. And with it are those young of the year sea turtles that are associated with it. So if this happens, they are exhausted. They are threatened by other risks such as dehydration and predation. So a number of years ago, we saw a need to help these washbacks.
Okay, so if people find washbacks on the beach, what should they do about it?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is going to be to give beach safety a phone call and get further instruction. We absolutely do not want to put any of those turtles back into the water. They are exhausted. They need care as soon as possible. Putting them back or placing them in water can even be fatal to them when they wash back in. So giving beach safety a call, knowing that location that you're in, and any other information you can provide them is the best thing to do.
That is such an important point. I mean, the natural instinct for people to, quote, want to help is to put them back in the water, but that actually could prove fatal.
Exactly.
Wow.
And when beach safety is called in, what happens next? Where are the washbacks taken?
The washbacks get taken to the Marine Science Center down in Ponce Inlet, where they receive treatment and care, and they will be held here until they are strong enough to be released back into the Gulf Stream. The staff at the Marine Science Center are incredible and very knowledgeable about the sea turtles. They take really good care of them. So if anyone has not been down to the Marine Science Center, I definitely suggest going. It's a fantastic facility. And they take really good care of the sea turtles brought to them.
Yeah, they sure do. And they take their washbacks out on the boat. They don't just put them in the water from the beach. They take them on a nice boat ride first.
Exactly. We get them back out to the Gulf Stream where they were coming from.
Excellent. We're talking with Alexa Putillo, and she's a sea turtle encyclopedia. I mean, great information. So we'll take our last break and come back and wrap up Volusia Today. Stay with us.
Volusia County is our home. If we don't respect it, who will? Litter is a problem, one that we can solve. But it's going to take all of us working together. Did you know that Volusia County has several programs and events that can help keep our coastal environment clean and litter-free? You can become a jetty ambassador, participate in a waterway or coastal cleanup, utilize a fill-a-bag station, organize a beach cleanup, or adopt a beach. I walk the beaches every day. I see the pollution that's around, and I want to make it better, and each and every one of us have a part in this. We have receptacles everywhere in Volusia County. Make sure you use them. That's why they're here. The problem is serious, and one we have created. Well, you don't have to go far from the beach to see the effects of it. You can come right here to our Marine Science Center and see our turtles and our birds and the effects that it takes on them. Many of them were suffering from being cut or entangled in fishing line, and gear left in the environment, or ingesting litter and trash such as plastic bags and balloons. This can lead to severe injury or even death. What matters is that we all do our part to fix it. Don't be a litter bug, and pick up litter when you see it. Every litter bit counts. It is up to all of us to teach all of them to what? Keep Volusia litter-free. Keep Volusia beautiful.
You can access Volusia County government online at volusia.org. Listen to county council meetings, pay for permits or tags, or search the property appraisers' databases. Volusia.org is your Volusia County government information resource.
We're back to Volusia Today, and we're talking with Alexa Putillo. She's with the Sea Turtle Conservation Plan. So tell us a little bit, Alexa, what do you do on your time off? I mean, you it looks and sounds like you live, breathe, and work sea turtles. So what do you do on your time off?
I do love anything in and around the water. I'm a big diver and free diver.
Wow.
And paddler, and I also enjoy just exploring a lot of the different ecosystems here in Florida. I also love to hike and camp, and so visiting places like the Lyonia Center is really wonderful to get to experience those different habitats and the animals that live there as well.
So you've hiked the LEC.
I have, yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you go there often to do classes and things on sea turtles?
Yeah, we try to do some guest speakers, when available, and then we go to the Wildlife Festival and other events that might be taking place.
Wow. And Sandy, you've been with the county for how long?
15,
Wow.
almost 15 years now, yeah.
Wow. So and your time off, what do you do?
I go to the beach.
You guys both go to opposite
We go
directions.
to opposite ends of the county. No, we do. My husband and my son and I are, big into the outdoors, so we go to the beach all the time. We go hiking. We try to find other places in the county and just go hiking, go outside, go camping, things like that. I mean, we're avid outdoor people. We have kayaks, so we go kayaking all the time, all of that, yeah.
Excellent. So real quickly, just once again, for anybody who might be interested in learning more about the Lyonia Environmental Center, they want to go to check it out, where can they find information?
Go on our website, which is lyoniapreserve.com, or look us up on Facebook, which is Lyonia Environmental Center on Facebook.
Excellent. And Alexa, if they see a sea turtle, I can tell you, just last weekend I walked to the beach. It was actually like 11:30 in the morning, and we saw tracks going up to the dunes. And I said to my wife, I said, well, they have to know about it. It's already, it's already almost noon. Well, we called, right? And the four-wheeler came up a little while later, and I spoke with the woman, and she said, well, we're finally getting up this way. There are so many nests up here today. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's right. With those higher nest numbers, we're seeing some longer days for our surveys. Yeah, best thing to do if you see a track that looks like nothing's been done to it, if you see a sea turtle, is just give someone a call and get further instructions.
So it's okay if they get more than one call. Just make sure they call, right? Excellent. So again, can they also call FWC, or is it still best for them to call Beach Safety?
It's best to call Beach Safety. They can also get in touch with our Habitat Conservation Plan program. You can give myself or a member of our team a call as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for being in the studio. Sandy Falcon with the Lyonia Environmental Center, and Alexa Putillo with the Sea Turtle program with the county. Thank you both so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, that closes Volusia Today. Take care, stay safe, and help your neighbors.
If you have a comment about Volusia Today, or if there is a topic you would like to hear featured, please contact Volusia County Community Information at 1-866-345-0345.